Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important topic in Tableau, that is date functions in Tableau. Then we'll discuss use case of date function and what is the difference between ISO 8601 and Gregorian calendar. Before starting this video, if you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for upcoming and interesting video. So without any further delay, let's get started. So types of date function. So there are various type of dates function, that is date add, date diff, date name, date parse, date part, truncate date, and so on. We will discuss each one by one in our Tableau. I'm using sample Superstore dataset for this video. I will provide the link in the description box to download this dataset. Now let's discuss some of the date properties available in Tableau. We can see there is order date and ship date is available as a date value in data source. So when you right click on it, go to default properties and go to date format. From here you can change its format as well, and you can go for custom format in which you want to define our dates. Okay, as of now I'm going to automatic, and if you want to change its calendar or you want to change its default properties, so you can just right click on the data source and go to date properties, and from here you can change the default calendar, that is standard Gregorian and ISO 806 week based. Okay, so what is the difference between standard Gregorian and ISO week based? So first thing is, when you click on ISO, the week start from Monday, you cannot change it. Okay, but when you go for standard Gregorian, you can change from which date you want to start our week, and what is the fiscal year started, from which month we want to start our year, and what is the date format. Okay, so you can choose all of this in Gregorian calendar, but in ISO you cannot change this value, and week will be start from Monday. Okay, as of now let's go with standard Gregorian, and here you can go with any one of date format, and if you want to go with custom you can just go with custom, and as of now I'm going with automatic, and then just click on OK. Now to see the date functions available in Tableau, go to calculated field, and here when you click on date, you can see all these are date functions available in Tableau. When you click any of these functions, you can see their description as well and how it works. Okay, so let's start with date add. First give the name date add, and now use date add. So what date add will do is, you can read from here as well, it will increment the specific date and returns the new date. Okay, so I want to add month, and I will add 6 month in our order date. Okay, and just click on OK. Let's drag it and change it to exact date and convert it into discrete. Okay, so we get our date add. Now let's drag order date as well and repeat the same process. And change its data type to only date. So now you can see our initial order date is 3rd Jan 2019. Okay, and the max date is 30th December 2022. But we have created a calculated field by using date add. We have added 6 month in our order date. Now you can see date has changed. Now our initial order date by using date add function is 3rd July 2019, and max date is 30th June 2023. Okay, this is how you can use date add. Now let's move to our second date function, that is date diff. For this, let's create a calculated field, rename it date diff, and when you enter here date diff, you can see it returns a difference between two dates. Okay, where start date is subtracted from end date. Okay, and here you can see its example as well. For this, let's take an example. Suppose I want to calculate the how many days a product will take from order date to ship date. Okay. So for this, let's calculate. So I want date diff between order date and ship date. Okay. So what this calculation will do, it will subtract the days from order date to ship date. Okay. Just click on OK. Now let's drag product name and let's drag our date diff. Okay. Now from here you can easily analyze which product take how many days between order date to ship date. If we want to go with the which product take maximum days to ship, so you can see staple takes 222 days to ship, then staple envelope, and then easy staple paper. So and which product takes minimum days, so you can see these product shipped on same day. Okay, this is how you can use date diff. Let's move to our next function, that is date name. Let's create a calculated field for it. Renames name. Now let's call date name. What date name will do is it will return the given date as a string. Okay, now let's say I want month from order date. Okay, and then just click on OK. When you drag it, you can see you will get the all the month name in string format. Okay, as you can see their data type is string. But if I want all these values as a number, for this we use date part. Date part. From here you can read date part will return date as an integer. Okay, let's say I want the same thing, month from order date, and then just click on OK. When you drag it here, the why it's showing different value, because it's showing sum. We don't want it sum, so let's change it to dimension and then discrete. Okay, now we are getting the value in the number. So and also you can see their data type is also a number. So what is the difference between date name and date part? So date name returns the value of specified date part as a discrete string, but date part returns the value of specified date part as a continuous integer. Date name is slower as compared to date part. Date part is faster because it is numeric operation. I hope this will clear you the difference between date name and date part. Let's move to our next function, that is date truncate. For this, let's create a calculated field. Let's rename the calculated field first, date truncate. Now called our function date truncate. Okay, so what date truncate will do is it will work like a date rounding function. So let's take an example. If you truncate the date from the middle of the month, it will return the first date of the month. Okay, if you truncate date from the middle of the quarter, it will return the first day of the quarter. Okay, let's first see an example of month and then give its order date. Okay, and then just click on OK. Now just drag it here, go to exact date and go to discrete value. Okay, I don't want time, so go to our date truncate. Where is date truncate? Here, and change it to date. Okay, so you can see this is giving 1st Jan 2019, then 1st Feb 2019, then 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12, then it starts from 20. Okay, if you change it to quarter. Okay, and then just apply on OK. Now you can see now it's giving first day of each quarter. So it's 1st Jan 2019, first of quarter start, it's giving 1st April 2019, which is first date of second quarter, then 1st July 2019, then third quarter, then this is fourth quarter. Okay, and same is apply for here as well. And if you give it week here, then just click on OK. Now you can see it's giving the first date of every week. Okay, 6, 13, 20, 27, 3, 10. Okay, so this is how you can use date truncate. Let's move to our next function, that is date parse. Let's create a calculated field for date parse. First name it date parse and then call our function date parse, and you can read it here. It converts a string to a date in the specific format. Okay, for this we cannot use our date value here. As you can see, we need to define its format, and then we need to pass a string value. Okay, if we go with dd and yyyy, and now let's try to call our order date. Now you can see it is giving error because date parse is being called with string. Did you mean string and string? Okay, so we need string value for this. For this, just click over OK here, and let's duplicate it and change its data type to string, rename it. Okay, string, and then just click on OK. Now go to our calculated field. Now let's call our string. Okay, now you can see it is valid now. Okay, now just click on OK and call our date parse, convert it into exact date and discrete value. It's showing error because we have not checked the order in which date is coming in order date string. So in this, date is coming YY, then MM, then DD. Okay, now let's change it YY, then MM, then DD, and then just click on OK. Now you can see we are getting all the values. Data type is also date. Okay, we don't want date and time, we just want date, so just click on OK. Now you can see it is giving our date in DD, MM and YY format. Okay, this is how you can use date parse. Let's move to our next function, that is day. Create a calculated field. Let's give the name it to day, and we want order date from day. Okay, so what day will do is it will return the day of the given date as an integer value. Okay, first just click on OK. So we are calculating or date from order date. Okay, just click on OK. Now let's drag order date and convert it into exact date, then go to discrete values, and now let's drag our day. Okay, we are getting different values because the values are aggregated. We don't want aggregate value, we want as a dimension. Now you can see we are getting day of every date. As you can see, this is 3rd Jan, so we are getting 3. This is 4th Jan, we are getting 4, and this is 19th March 2019, we are getting 19. Okay, this is how you can get their date. Okay, if we want to calculate week, month, quarter and year, we can use the same formula. We can just replace the day with month, year, quarter or week. Okay, now let's go and create a calculated field. Let's go first with week. Now just called week and called our order date. Okay, now just click on OK and duplicate it, change it to week, replace the date with week, and we don't want aggregation. Let's remove the aggregation, and now you can see these are all are coming into week 1. These are week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 7, so on. Okay, let's create it for month. Our order date, and now then just click on OK, duplicate it, change it to month, remove week, drag month, and change it to dimension. Okay, now you can see the while all these are coming as month 1, all these are coming as month 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. Okay, if you want to change it to year, repeat the same process, go to calculated field, rename field name, now call the year function and go for order date. Okay, and then just click on OK. Now duplicate it, rename the sheet, remove month, now add year, remove aggregation and convert it into dimension. Okay, now you can see these are giving all the values 2019 and 20, 21, 22. Okay, so this is how you can use day, week, month and year function. Okay, we also have some ISO functions. Let's discuss them as well. Let's go for date, and here we have ISO quarter, ISO week, ISO weekday and ISO year. Okay, so what these will do is these will work based on ISO 8061 calendar. Okay, so if we want to calculate ISO week, okay, first call this ISO week and call our order date. Okay, and then just click on OK. Now call it ISO week and drag our order date. Repeat the same process, exact date, convert it into dimension and drag our ISO week. Okay, and now just change it to dimensions. And now, so what is the difference between week and ISO week? Okay, for this, let's create a dashboard and drag the sheets here. Okay, as we already discussed, ISO week start with Monday and Gregorian week start with Sunday. Okay, by default. If you look at these numbers, so we have 53 week in 2019, but if we look at this number, we have just only 52 weeks. Okay, because it starts from Monday and it starts from Sunday. Okay, if you look at this, only if we go with Gregorian calendar, so it just take 3 days into first week and it takes 4 days into first week. Okay, so it's taking third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and it's taking only third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so this is how you can differentiate between week and ISO week function. Okay, same thing you can go with ISO quarter as well. Let's go with ISO quarter, called ISO quarter and called our order date. Okay, and then just click on OK. Let's rename it ISO quarter, drag our order date, convert it into exact date, and discrete. Okay, and now drag it here and remove aggregation, convert it into. So this is how you can use ISO quarter, and same thing you can apply for ISO weekday and ISO year as well. Okay, now let's move to our next function, that is isDate function. For this, let's create a calculated field and rename it. So what isDate will do is it will return the true if the string is a valid date. Okay, for this, let's use order date. If you look at this, it is giving error because we cannot use date field with this isDate. Okay, we require string field. Okay, for this, let's call our string field, and now you can see it's a valid. Now just click on OK. Now create is date. Okay, if you drag this, it's showing true value because order date string has a valid date format. Okay, let's go to isDate, add it, and instead of using this field, let's add a date and click on OK. Now you can see this is giving false because we don't have any this type of format in Tableau. Okay, it is giving error. Now let's change it to, now you can see it is validate. Okay, because we are using this type of format which is available in Tableau. Okay, this is how you can use isDate to validate if a string has valid date or not. Okay, but remember one thing, we cannot use isDate which with the fields which has date data type. Okay, now let's move to our next function, that is today and now. Let's rename the sheet first. Today, go and rename the calculated field today and called our function today. So what today will do is it will give the current date, and what now will do is it will give the current date as well as the time as well. Okay, now just click on OK and call our field today and go with exact date and discrete value. Okay, now you can see we are getting today's date. Okay, if we want to check the date as well as the timestamp, now we can use now date function. For this, let's create a calculated field, go with now, let's call now function. Okay, and then just click on OK, search for now function and drag it and convert it into OK, and now you can see this is date as well as the timestamp. Okay, apart from these, we have two more date function, that is make time and date make time. Okay, so basically these are used to create manually date and time. Okay, for this, let's take an example, make time and called our make time. So for this, we need to add a year. Let's say I want to add 23 and then give comma. Now we need to add month. Let's add month 01 and 01 as date. Okay, now you can see calculation is valid and give it okay. When you drag it, you will get the date 1st Jan 23. Okay, and convert it to discrete. Now you can see we have manual created the date. Okay, now if we want to make a date with time as well. For this you can use make date time. Okay, now let's call our make date time. Now let's create a date. Let's create the same date 23 hyphen 01 hyphen 01 hash. Now let's add the time as well. Let's get 00 00 01 and hash. Okay, now you can see we have added date as well as time. Now let's just click on OK and call our make date time. Now let's drag it and change it to exact date and discrete. Okay, now you can see it's showing a date as well as time. Okay, so this is how you can use all these date function. I hope this will clear you how to use all these date functions. Thank you so much guys. If you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe and stay tuned for upcoming videos.